If you're a college kid just like me trying to grow your capital through a couple investments while also caring about the environment and wanting to make an impact, watch this video because I have a couple investment opportunities for you. As some of you guys know, the AI data centers that power the AI that we use every single day use a ton of energy and a ton of water every single day, and MIT Sloan says that they use up to 10,000 and 25,000 homes worth of energy, and the big ones can use up to 100,000 homes a day. The IEA website also says that in 2023, the AI data centers use up to 4% of the power grid throughout the whole US, and by 2030, we're supposed to use up to 10 to 12% of the entire power grid, putting a ton of pressure on the local power grids for these AI data centers. So with all that energy use, you might be thinking, what about the water use? But Penn State IEE says that one conversation can use up to a 500 milliliter bottle of water, while EESI says the data centers use about 5 million gallons of water a day to power them. So with all that being said, EESI has come up with a closed loop water cooling solution where they basically dunk servers in special non-conductive oil, which can drastically reduce water use, which then can be pumped into nearby homes, nearby towns, nearby cities, and provide heat and hot water out of that water for secondary use, putting it back into the ecosystem and saving part of the environment. So while they are focused on the water use, other companies are focused on the energy use, like Bloom Energy, and they're creating technologies that allow data centers to generate their own power using solid oxide fuel cells, which are designed to run on hydrogen, which create zero carbon emissions, which leads me into SMRs. SMRs are small modular reactors, and they are supposed to provide constant carbon-free power without competing with the local neighborhoods for electricity, and make it so the data centers have their own energy supply through nuclear power. Another solution to the energy use problem instead of SMRs is specialized AI chips. And what I mean by that is companies and AI data centers are moving away from the general purpose chips that they use, and instead they're moving towards chips that specialize in the AI math and allows the same amount of work to be done with significantly less energy use. So with these specialized AI chips, this isn't necessarily the most sustainable solution because it doesn't fix the problem of the energy use, it just dilutes it a little bit. So instead, I like the nuclear route with the SMRs because it provides a constant carbon-free flow 24/7, which actually supports the environment and helps it out instead. Although SMRs are a great solution to the energy use, they're about 10 years down the road from actually being deployed into the AI data centers, IEA says. And IEA also says that we should be using solar and wind energy along with the specialized AI chips to provide a short-term solution for the environment while we get SMRs running and have a sustainable solution for the energy use. So with all that being said, we are going to get into the investment opportunities for the SMRs, closed loop water cooling, and the wind and solar energy along with the specialized AI chips. And I will give you a high risk and moderate risk per solution for a good investment opportunity for us college students. So the first company that addresses the SMR solutions is Oklo. They are a high risk, high reward, and they are a pure play advanced nuclear company that is heavily backed by OpenAI. So the potential for Oklo is unlike traditional nuclear. Oklo designs fast fission reactors that can run on recycled nuclear waste. They have already signed massive deals with data center providers to supply clean energy directly. The main risk with Oklo is that they are still pre-revenue stage and are working through a complex process to get their license. But if their first reactor succeeds, the upside is massive, but any regularly delay could cause the stock to drop significantly. Another stock under the SMR solutions that is moderate risk is actually the SMR stock, which is called NuScale. NuScale is often considered the first mover in the public SMR space. The potential with NuScale is they were actually the first company to get their license and be approved to start designing the SMRs. And they have shifted their business model to partner with ENTRA1 to develop and operate projects such as the major gigawatt program with the Tennessee Valley Authority. The main risk with NuScale is while they have technology approval, they have faced many setbacks in the past with canceled projects, and this stock is very volatile and depends entirely on their ability to turn approved designs into actual construction starts. This next stock is under the solar and wind energy solution, which is a very high risk, high reward, and the stock is called STEM. STEM is a leader in AI-driven energy storage, and they don't just build batteries, they provide the brains that tells the battery when to charge from the sun and when to just discharge to the data center to save money. The big potential with STEM is as the grid becomes more complex, software that can automate energy buying and selling is essential. If their software becomes the industry standard for AI data centers, the growth could be exponential. Although the main risk for STEM is the company has faced challenges with profitability and is in its prove it stage, like many other high growth tech firms, the stock's price can be extremely volatile based on quarterly earnings. The next company under the wind and solar energy solution is actually First Solar with the ticker symbol FSLR. First Solar is the largest US-based manufacturer of solar panels. Unlike many competitors, they use a thin film technology that actually performs better in a high heat environment, making them a favorite for the massive solar farms being built in deserts to power data centers. The big potential with First Solar is that they benefit heavily based off of the US government, making companies manufacture domestically, and that's exactly what they do. They have a massive backlog of orders, meaning their factory output is sold out for years. Although the main risk with First Solar is that they're susceptible to changes in the government trade policy and competition from cheaper overseas manufacturers. While they are more stable than a startup, their growth is tied to the physical speed of building factories. The next company that I wanted to talk about is under the closed loop cooling solutions. And this company is a high risk, high reward called Super Micro with a ticker symbol of SMCI. Super Micro has pivoted aggressively to become the liquid cooled titan. They don't just make the cooling parts, they build the entire server rack with the closed loop system pre-installed. The potential with Super Micro is that as of early 2026, they have scaled their production to 3,000 liquid cooling racks per month. They are a first mover in delivering plug-and-play liquid cooling to big tech companies, which saves those companies months of setup time. Though the risk with Super Micro is they have faced significant governance issues, including auditor resignations and internal control investigations in 2024 and 2025. While their technology is elite, the stock carries a governance discount because investors are still wary of their business practices. So this next stock under liquid cooling solutions is a moderate risk named Modine Manufacturing with a ticker symbol of MOD. And Modine is a century-old thermal management company that has successfully transformed itself into a data center powerhouse. The potential with Modine is their data centers sales are exploding, growing over 70% year over year in 2026. They specialize in the chiller lines and coolant distribution units that sit at the heart of closed loop systems. They have a massive 5-year order backlog, proving great visibility in future earnings. The main risk with Modine is while they're a fast-growing company, they're currently in a heavy spending phase, building dozens of new manufacturing lines. And if the demand for AI hardware slows down before these factories are finished, they could be left with too much expensive equipment. So with all that being said, AI is the most consequential force in the global economy, but it cannot run without a sustainable backbone. Do not just invest in the software, invest in the power and water solutions that come with the data centers.